Welcome to the VarsityKansas.com Big Show. I am Joanna Chadwick of the Wichita Eagle and VarsityKansas.com, and I'm taping here at KSN on their very sweet new set. And my guest today is Eisenhower boys basketball coach Steve Blue. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You feel good being on this gorgeous set here?
You know, I'm feeling with my hairline. I should have probably got some powder, but I feel good. Feel good.
Right, awesome. All right, well, you guys are sitting at 13-0. And did you expect at this point, I mean, I know you only lost one regular season game last year, but still to be 13-0, was that an expectation?
You know, I think going into the season, you hope to be, to win every game. You know, that's your plan. But, you don't really ever envision what it would feel like to be 13-0. It's a surprise to me. It is definitely a surprise.
What does it feel like to be 13-0?
It feels pretty good. At the same time, there's quite a bit more pressure, I think, put on you because every night you're getting everyone else's best shot. But it feels, us and myself and the kids, I think, have handled it really well and just continue to focus on getting better.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about one of your top players, Trayvon Evans, who was an All-State player a year ago, and he's such a wonderful player to watch. By the way, is he dunking a lot more than ever before?
Yeah, I think last year he had 14 dunks for the season. He's already got 22. We started keeping track of those once Zach Bush got to Eisenhower. He's pretty phenomenal. He can do a little bit of everything, and this year I think he's really turned it up on the defensive end, focused on getting defensive rebounds. He's rebounding at a much higher clip than he did last year. But, he can do a little bit of everything. He's so explosive. He can all of a sudden go off and hit 15 points in a row before the other team even has saw what's going on. And he on top of that, he's just a great kid. His grades in the classroom are just awesome this year. He's really focused on that, and he's focused on being a good teammate. Like I say, he leads us in high fives as much as he leads us in scoring.
Well, you got to like that, having your best player be a great team player.
Definitely. I think it's for the younger kids. It's great for them to see that Trayvon model the behavior you want done, and the fact you see him when he's so happy for his teammates when they score. A lot of guys think that he's just a player who gets his own, but he's focused on the team winning, and he would do whatever it takes for our team to continue to win games.
Well, and obviously this team is not, you can't get to 13-0 being a one-man team. Well, I suppose you could, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You talk a little bit about some of the other guys that you do have on your team, including Tyler Buchanan, who was quite a surprise when he moved in from Indiana.
Tyler, I think with Tyler, it's been one of those it's gone both ways. I think Tyler's been extremely good for our team, as we've been extremely good for him. He's great in the classroom. I can say that about all of our kids. They're really good in the classroom. But Tyler, is someone who has really bought into the team concept, as have all of our kids, and Tyler, he right now he's sixth man for us. And I would venture to say he's probably one of the best sixth man in the state of Kansas. He would be starting for a lot of teams. He comes off the bench and gives us points, gives us rebounds, and gives us a spark when we need it, because he's another guy who can get up above the rim and finish. Then we have Brendan Stemple, who can knock down shots, and Daniel Southworth does a little bit of everything. Averaging 6 assists this year. Matt Morris was all league last year, and he's just now getting into shape after having an off-season knee surgery, and he does a lot of the dirty work inside. And then we got Bailey Strunk, who can knock down shots. We have quite a few guys who can knock down shots. At the same time, we've got some guys who can penetrate and get in the lane for us.
Well, it makes you guys very difficult to beat because of the depth. I mean, you're not just a 2-3-man team. I mean, the team goes at minimum 6 deep.
Oh, yeah, and I think we can go all the way down to about 8 deep. We have a freshman, a 6'6" freshman, Matt Pyle, who has thrown down a couple of vicious dunks for us this year, and comes in and plays his role. Griffin Jones comes off the bench. I think we're a team that you can't box in one, triangle in two, because we have so many guys who, everyone has a green light, which is probably fun for them. Scary sometimes for the coach, but everyone has a green light, so everyone can score. And Trayvon is our leader, but everyone can step up at any time and knock down shots.
Well, how do you keep up this level of play for the next month? I firmly believe that February has got to be one of the toughest months, because it is a grind. You're done with midseason tournaments, and now it's just straight basketball until we hit the postseason. So how do you keep it up?
These first 2 weeks following tournament are kind of tough for us, because we just play on back-to-back Fridays as opposed to having Tuesday games, so it's hard. Sometimes keep their enthusiasm up. We focus on just going day to day, getting better every single day, and focusing on the big picture a little bit, as far as we want to be repeat league champs. And we remember last year when we lost to Capon, that hurt quite a bit. So we use that to feed our fire, and Just got to grind it out. We've got a very experienced team, so they've been through this before, and hopefully they will carry us through this part of the season.
Yeah, how much is that a motivation of getting back to state?
I think it's a huge motivation for these seniors. This is their last opportunity, and last year it hurt. It hurt really bad, and they know this is do or die time. If you don't do it this year, you don't get a second chance.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about the girls team too, which only has 2 losses. They finished second in their midseason tournament. What does it do for the community as a whole when you not only have one good basketball team, but you have 2?
I think this has just been great for our girls. Many of them have, were part of that team a couple of years ago who struggled. They faced a lot of adversity that first season, and even some last year, but they've just powered through and continue to stick together. And I think, our student section, is one of the best in the state, without a doubt. They show up early to give our girls the support, and our girls, I think the boys and girls program support each other equally. We're so happy for our girls to have this kind of success after, we saw how hard they worked 2 years ago, and they continued to grind and put in that work, and it's been great to see.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the area when it comes to teams and players to watch. Who have you kind of kept your eye on?
Because I used to be a City League guy, and so I paid quite a bit of attention to the City League, obviously, and seeing some Majay Jones. He's a young man who's just got incredible skill. E.J. Garnes is someone I like to watch too. Gets up and down the court so fast. You can't. That's quickness you can't coach. And Trayvon Evans is cousins with Ely Bell, so we've talked before, and I'm a big fan of. First, I'm a big fan of Joe Hour and everything he does at Heights, but watching Ely and watching that shot he made off the backboard to beat Southeast was pretty incredible. But it couldn't happen to a better kid. And then in our area, Mays High has got so many guys. They're not really. They're definitely a team concept there. You have guys averaging 12, 13 points. Jacob Horsch, making big shots for him. Hunter Knobloch at Andale. I really love the game of basketball, so I pay a lot. Saturday morning I get up and I'm not just looking for our team. I'm looking to see how other teams have done, and I'm a big fan of the City League. So seeing those kids do well, it's great to see, as long as they don't do well against us.
Right, that's the key, right?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, and good luck to you guys as you finish out the season.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, let's take a look back at last week, and it was girls' midseason tournaments last week. We had quite a few area winners. It was South High winning up in Topeka, and Mulvane won their own tournament. Mound Ridge won the Haven tournament. Conway Springs won out at Sedgwick, and Breen won its own tournament. Out at the Newton tournament, which was just stacked with outstanding teams, it was Bishop Miege winning that tournament, beating Capon, handing Capon its only loss of the season, and what a game it was. I mean, the coaching was phenomenal. Marvin Estes versus Terry English. It really doesn't get much better than that for men who just know the game, and trying to see them adjust was pretty fascinating. But Capon does not get a break here. They face South High on Tuesday night, as long as we get those games in due to the possible storm that will be coming, but it's Capon versus South. And of course, Capon ended South's 23-game winning streak and beat them by 16 points. I just don't see that happening again. I think that this will be a very close game. I think you could flip a coin on it. I'd probably give the edge to South just because they're riding an 11-game winning streak, whereas Capon did get the loss, but you never know. Should be a good one to watch. And actually, there's just great girls basketball this week. I mean, we have Newton out at Mays on Tuesday night. That's a game to watch. McPherson's at Andale. McPherson just beat Andale in the semifinals of the McPherson tournament. And on Friday night, we've got Andover out at Andover Central. That game previously was won on a last-second shot. So it's some awfully good basketball. Of course, there's always good basketball in the area. We can never get away from that. But it's a special week for girls. So thank you so much for watching the VarsityKansas.com Big Show. I am Joanna Chadwick, and I am chatting live at VarsityKansas.com on Wednesday from 1 to 2. If you think there's a story out there that I just need to be writing, please contact me. You can catch me via email, jchadwick@wichitaeagle.com, or on Twitter @JoannaChadwick.